Hey everyone, and welcome to a strange new area for me to film. And of course, I'm Emma's Pixie Dust. I am excited to be filming again in a non-Disney location, and obviously not my usual location to film indoors. But I'm so happy to be filming in general again, so let's get down to it. Disney Mertz over on Instagram came over and gave me a message, and he was like, oh, we're going to be doing a group YouTube section and it's going to be talking about all our top threes of different subjects. Would you like to join? And of course, I jumped onto the other and here is my video. So we're going to be talking about Disney pins, Disney Funkos, Loungeflies, of course you have to add Loungeflies, Jim Shaw's, which is an interesting one, and Disney wearables. So I think you know what I'm going to be picking for that. I'm looking down at a notepad because, like I said, I'm not in my usual location, so I haven't actually got these belongings with me, but I will be inserting pictures for you to see so you know exactly what I'm going to be talking about. Excuse the noises in the background. So first of all, we are going to be talking about Disney pins. So Disney pins are a strange subject for me. Basically, I've been collecting them as such through the Disney D23 Gold membership. So they send out some every year for when you renew your membership. And then there's been some where on and off people have gifted me some, and then maybe one or two I've seen in the parks and I've brought them. So I wouldn't necessarily say I'm a collector as such because I'm not going out buying them all the time. But I do have some in a collection. So let me know in the comments, do you think I'm a collector or just have a collection? First of all, my favourite that I have is from a wonderful shop, which I will tag down below in the sections. And it's an Oliver and Company pin. So let me just tell you, throughout this vlog, it's going to be quite a lot of Oliver and Company popping in and out. So be prepared. On the small shop Disney pin, the Dodger pin has a saying on it. And the saying says, when you got your pals, you've got all you need. So I've inserted a picture for you and you can see whereabouts it says. It's basically on his forehead, but it's not a very clear picture, hence why I read it out to you. And this quote basically really related to me. At first, I didn't even realise there was a quote on it. I just brought it because it was Dodger from Oliver and Company. But yeah. But yeah, basically, it's something that I related to because technically it's true. When you do have your pals or friends with you, then to be honest, they are all you need. And sometimes friends can be family too. They don't necessarily have to be blood to be family. So yes. And then maybe you can guess what my second one's going to be. Again, it's from Oliver and Company. And it's Oliver. And on the Oliver pin, it goes along and it says, you'll always be good company, you and me. And that is, again, another saying that we could be all saying to someone who's with us via social media or knowing each other personally in life. So that's a thing that maybe I should say to some people because I haven't, but it's a good saying. So the third pin on my list is basically a pin from the Disney parks, and I got it at Disneyland Paris in my most recent trip. And it is of the Up House, so obviously that's Disney Pixar, but I'm sure I can add that in to the Disney list technically, hopefully anyway. I'm doing it now, so hey ho. And it's of the Up House, as I just said, and it has the balloons. And the balloons are made from different coloured beads, and the beads are obviously 3D-ish, but they're quite big beads and they're like see-through, and it's really pretty to see, and I've inserted a picture for you. But it's lovely, and it looks heavy when you see it, but actually it's not that heavy at all. So yeah, I did go and buy one pin. So oopsie. So secondly, for the choices on this list that Disney Mertz created is Disney Funkos. So originally Disney Funkos were something that I didn't quite understand. I mean, a huge head and like titchy body, but then I started to like the characters that came out and, you know, got some maybe. So the first Funko that I'm going to be mentioning about, it's not my top top number one, but it's in my top three, is of Constance Hatchaway, and that's from Haunted Mansion. I hope I've said that right. And I was gifted her in a gift box that you can see previously on my YouTube channel just from last year. She's a lovely colour, as you probably know her from the Haunted Mansion films and ride, but she's so light as well, and like I just love the see-throughness of her at some aspects. So yeah, she's on my Disney shelf now. My second I have to add onto this list is another one of my all-time favourite Disney Pixar films, and that's WALL-E and Eve. And it's not the most common WALL-E and Eve set where they're together and they're by the fence. It's just they're two separate WALL-E and Eve figurines of Funkos, but together in a set. And it's just, they're the perfect couple, I think. You either have Disney, Mickey and Minnie, or Donald and Daisy, or you have WALL-E and Eve. And when I saw the WALL-E and Eve one, I just couldn't resist. And it was on sale as well, so yeah, I got it. Finally, in my top three of Funkos that I do own, so the list of these Funkos are the ones that I've been owning for a while, is Elastigirl from The Incredibles. And it's quite funny, really, because when I first got Elastigirl, again, it was gifted, I didn't really... she was just a character in The Incredibles, and literally right now as I'm filming this, I've just realised that there's a link between Elastigirl and me. So basically with Ehlers-Danlos, the condition that I have, one of the aspects of the hypermobility spectrum is being very like elastic. Their skin is very stretchy, and that's one thing I have. And obviously you have Elastigirl from The Incredibles, so yeah, that's a good match, I guess. I didn't even think of it. So I've inserted like just a generic picture of what she looks like here, but she is at home on my Disney shelf, like with Constance and also with WALL-E and Eve. So I'll have to grab a picture and I'll share it on my socials on Instagram, so you can go and find out what it looks like. Next section, which is halfway through this vlog, is Disney Loungeflies. I didn't, again, expect myself to be a collector, like I said previously about Disney pins. But I recently entered the competition for the Disney UK Best #1 Fan, and I decided to take all my Loungeflies with me to where I was filming it, and I realised I have quite a lot of Loungeflies, more than I actually realised that I had. So basically, yes, I am a Loungefly Disney Pixar collector. So these Loungeflies that I've picked are ones that I own, and they're going to be stock images for now because, again, like I said, I'm not at home, so I can't show you them. I rotate my Disney Loungefly bags around, so again, I haven't got the ones that I'm choosing with me, but the ones that I'm choosing are definitely my top three. So at number one has to be my first Loungefly, which was basically Stitch from Lilo and Stitch, and it was a Disneyland Paris exclusive. So I got that back in 2016 when I first went, and it's basically a light blue with pinkish bag straps, and it's basically Stitch just dotted around, and it's in like a Hawaiian set, and it's my favourite because it was my first one and it was a Disneyland Paris exclusive. But it then became exclusive, not exclusive as such, but open internationally for a bit. But it's very rare to get now, so if you do want to see it, it's probably going to be on eBay, but not my one. I'm going to keep my one. But it's very roomy, like most Loungeflies. It's not the big maxi Loungeflies, it's just the regular mini Loungefly backpack. Quite roomy inside. Then you've got a Stitch with pineapple inside as well. So yeah, I like it. It's got cute memories for me, and it's very handy because it's a bag. Secondly is, as you might probably guess, it's related to animals, and it's got all the cast. Well, I say all the cast, it's actually just some of the cast, the animals basically from the film, is Oliver and Company bag. And I have quite a few Oliver and Company bags, but this Oliver and Company bag is the first one that I got in the selection of Loungeflies of Oliver and Company. I'm saying that quite a lot, aren't I? Can you tell I like Oliver and Company? And it was from Get Ready Comics. So thank you, Get Ready Comics, for stocking it because I've been wanting it for ages. And they're basically on a taxi. which is really cool because obviously their film, if you haven't seen it, is based in New York City, and they do run around taxis. So yes, it's inserted in this video for you, and it's a great Loungefly. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. I just love the colours and the theming of it. It really brings out the main parts of the film that I really enjoyed, so that's exciting. Thirdly on my list, I have to put this in the top 3 but not in the first spot, is Doug from Up. So this bag I'd been eyeing up for ages, and I was like, oh, I don't know if I like it or not. And then when we're in Florida at Walt Disney World, I believe it was Epcot actually, where we saw this bag. No, it wasn't. It was a Hollywood Studios. I apologise. And yeah, I saw it and I was like, actually, that's really cute. But the thing is about it that I don't really like taking it out in rain is because the ears are actually like quite fabricy, like different materials. So it's not the fake leather that the Loungeflies are made in, but it's fluffy, I guess, and I worried that the rain would damage it, so I don't tend to take it out when it's raining. But he is a cool bag, and he's really cool. But he doesn't have the front pocket, so it does like have the little Loungefly zip where his tongue is, but it doesn't open up like a front pocket would of a Loungefly, so that's a bit different. And he's also got a tail at the back, which is really awesome. But yeah, Doug has to be in my top 3 favorite Loungeflies. The next section, we're nearly at the end of the video, is basically Jim Shaw's. So I only own one Jim Shaw, and I saw it, I'm gonna say it, and I just had to buy it. It's related to an animal, but it's not Oliver and Company. I promise you it's not. Basically it's Figaro. So we now know who we're talking about. And Figaro is a titchy Jim Shaw, like titchy. When I ordered it, I wasn't expecting it to be as small, but Figaro is titchy, literally. And obviously it's got Figaro's colours, but everything about it is perfect. Like, it's so intricately done, and the talent Jim Shaw has is amazing. So I'm really glad that I discovered basically and brought Jim Shaw. The next 2 I am going to be talking about, and I'll insert the stock images here, are ones that I don't own but I would love to own. So basically it's Mickey and Minnie Mouse, and they're together on a swing and in a heart shape, and I find that really sweet because, you know, they're like the Disney couple, and I kind of like Disney couples, and I like to think that my fairy tale, you know, Disney is my fairy tale, and I've got my Prince Charming, and it's kind of like, yeah, it'd be nice to go on a swing together and be in like a heart shape. And again, it's the colours, it's the intricate details and the different colours that like captivate me. They're like really beautiful, and I could look at them and admire them for a long time. I mean, Funko Pops are cool, pins are cool, Loungeflies are cool, but Jim Shaw's are just that extra bit coolness to them when you want to look at the detail. They're quite, you know, delicate. That's the word I was looking for previously before I edited it. And yeah, they're just lovely. The third one to make my list, which is, sorry, ignore the noise. The third one that has made my top 3, which is one I don't own but I'd love to own, is Eeyore, the party hat Eeyore with a little blowy thing out. I'd forgotten what the party sound. I go, ooh. Yeah, you know what? You know, it was a really bad version for me to act out. Yes, I am lost for words. You can tell I haven't done a YouTube video in ages. But yeah, so Eeyore party hat with the party blower thing, and he looks so sad, and Eeyore always looks so sad. But even when like he's got something that you celebrate, like a party theme, he still looks so sad to me. He's trying to look happy, and I just relate to Eeyore, and I feel for Eeyore. And I know he's just an animated character, but I know you can meet him in the parks, which I've done plenty of times. But you know, it's Eeyore, and he's just so sweet and cute, and in this thing he just looks sweet and cute, and I'd love to own him as a Jim Shaw. So maybe one day, maybe one day. Last on this list that Disney Merch has created is basically Disney wearables. So that could be anything. It could be mini ears, it could be jewellery, it could be tops, which I'm wearing now, but you can't see because of the way I've balanced everything. And I have chosen, surprise, surprise, mini ears. It's not this pair, but can I just say this pair is perfect. It is, you can still see the label. Excuse that, I don't like cutting labels off usually. It's the Snow White themed one from the Disney year celebrations, decade celebrations. So yeah, you can just see her there. It's lovely, and it's got like see-through sequins on, which makes it extra like sparkly in some sense. It's really nice, and it's got, I can't see, but it's got a little apple just there. Anyway, that's not the ones I was talking about. So these ears I showed ages and ages ago, about 2 years ago on my YouTube channel, when I had no idea what I was doing. I still don't know what I'm doing really, but I hope that this quality is better than what it used to be. And they are the Minnie Mouse Victorian ears. Not many people know about these ears. They're quite rare now, so they'll probably be quite a lot on eBay. Again, I'm not selling mine. And they were the first pair of mini ears I bought. It was when I went on my first trip back in 2016, and I was going to buy the usual like mini ears with the red bow and white polka dots, but no, I saw these, well, Rob saw them, and he's like, look, these are cool. And I was like, actually, yeah, they are. They're like really out there. So went to buy them, and literally I was the only one in the park throughout the whole trip wearing them. I don't know why, but they're really cool. So they have a red hat. The ears actually are black with red polka dots. They have a red hat, a yellow flower, and then black feathers, and then like in the center is like a little Minnie Mouse figurine, not figurine, silhouette. That's the word I was looking for. A Minnie Mouse silhouette, just curved round, and it's lovely. It's really cool, and I feel that, one, they're special because they're the first pair I owned. Two, because they're not heavy and they passed the ride test. You'll have to find out what the ride test is back in the day, again, on YouTube's that I've done previously. And they're just lightweight as well. Like I've just said, basically, they're perfect in every way. Second pair is pirate mini ears. And I'm going to insert pictures like I have for the rest of the things here. It's of me this time, so I do apologise. And they are white with striped ear pads, like reddy maroony coloured ears, and they've got feathers as well. And they are the Minnie Mouse pirate ears, and they were good few years back, so they're not recently ones that they've had for the Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse edition series of the pirate ears. They literally are just different, and again, that's why I like them, because they're different. They're just out there. I think I like the fact that I own rare things. Actually, it makes me stand out, and I'm like, yeah, I'm kind of cool. I like to kind of think I'm cool. Thirdly is the pair that I'd been wanting for forever when I got them in the 25th anniversary of Disneyland Paris. On the first trip we had on the 25th anniversary of Disneyland Paris, they were sold out. Every shop had them, and they were sold out, like every shop. So unfortunately on that trip I couldn't get them. Then we did a day trip, and literally all we did in that day trip is basically search for these ears, and we managed to find one pair left in the Disney Studios park. And they are so cool because they had the bow, and it's like a thick bow. I love the puffy thick bows that they have, and they're gold and black, and it's just, they're perfect. And in this picture is basically when I took them on my next trip, because I wanted to wear them longer than just one day in the parks. And it's obviously with me and Goofy, as you could see. And funny story is basically, I was sitting down, this is before I had my bad hip, really bad, but it was aching, and we sat down, and then we saw Goofy coming out the door, because we're just by the Hakuna Matata, what am I talking about? We were just by Colonel Hathie's Pizza Outpost, and we just sat there, and Goofy came out, and I was like, Goofy! And I ran over to him, don't know how, because my hip was really bad, and then got these pictures. And this is just one that I've inserted for you to see. So, after all that talking, you must be fed up with me, but I am done. Thank you to Disney Merts for creating this whole opportunity and inviting me to come along in this group effort. Thank you for the selections. Thank you for the top threes and reminding me just how much why I like them. And everyone who's watching, please go along to check out their YouTube section of what their top three is and everyone else's. All the YouTube links are in the comments below. Let me know what your top three are of all these different selections and if you agree with some of mine. And thank you so much for watching. I have really enjoyed doing another YouTube video at home. Well, obviously not home, but outside of Disney, and it's been fun. So if you've made it this far, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it, and I hope to be back again soon. Bye.